Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Today I wanted to talk about a scene that I think should have happened in the Kenobi series finale during Obi-Wan and Vader's fight. I feel like it would have added a lot of weight and made the scene even more emotional. Now before we get into it, I just wanted to thank everyone for the support recently, it means a lot. And for anyone new to the channel, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing and joining our empire. Now let's get into the discussion. So in an interview with Hayden Christensen, he was asked about Padmé and the relationship she had with Anakin. He explains how the death of Padmé was, obviously a big thing that affected Vader massively, and it definitely plays a big part for him. Her dying is one of the many things that fuels his anger and hatred, because a big part of what he was doing was for her. He was afraid that she would die and his worst fears were realized when she did. That's something that's always on his mind. Yeah, he always craved that power and wanted more, but Padmé played a huge part in turning him to the dark side. Now I think even without Padmé in his life, he still would have turned. With her there, it felt more like she was an anchor keeping him in the light. It just wasn't enough in the end. During Obi-Wan and Vader's fight on the rock planet, when Obi-Wan destroyed a piece of his mask to reveal his burnt face, that really opened up a small window where we got to see Anakin. He was kind of vulnerable without the mask. It wasn't something that he could hide behind, not that he ever really needed to. That didn't stop him during Order 66 or on Mustafar, but it was definitely easier doing what he did with it on. And for Obi-Wan, he saw him as just this destructive machine. He knew his friend was still in there, but it didn't really hit him until he actually got to see him. When Obi-Wan began to apologize for their fight on Mustafar and feeling like he'd failed him, this would have been a great moment to bring up Padmé. They should have had Obi-Wan mention her. Just hearing her name spoken would have taken Vader by surprise. We would have seen flashbacks of their time together, and maybe even some new scenes added for the show. Padmé would have definitely brought more sway into Anakin going into the dark and the light. He was already back and forth as we see with his eyes, and then the red and blue glow from their lightsabers. But the mention of Padmé, I think he would have really taken a second to pause and think about her. Just like in Star Wars Rebels when Vader and Ahsoka have their duel, he takes a moment to pause before considering what his choice is going to be. And just like in the show, I think the same thing would have happened here. Obi-Wan brings up Padmé, it surprises Vader and causes him to take a long pause to think about her. While he's thinking about her, we get to see flashbacks to Anakin and Padmé when they were happy, but the scene changes and he thinks about her death. Then he falls back into the dark side. I believe this would have been an amazing moment that would have added a lot more to the scene. It was really emotional with Obi-Wan apologizing to Anakin, but I think this would have doubled that. What do you guys think? Should they have mentioned Padmé in the show or just kept it how it was? Now thank you for stopping by and checking out the video today. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe for more. I'd love to have you a part of the Empire. And as always, my friends, may the Force be with you.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. You're not a Jedi.